Hello everyone. Today we gonna hello everyone. Today we gonna discuss or learn about the constructor in Java and oops, like what is constructor and how it work inside Java. So, constructor's job is to perform initialization of object, like to provide values to the variable, not like to create an object. Most of the people say their constructor job is to create object, but it is not right, because the keyword new is responsible for creating an object, but the work of constructor is to initialize them like values inside that object. So every class in Java contains constructor but not inside interface. Every class of the Java must contain constructor. Constructor name is same as the name of class. Like the name of the constructor, like you can see here the student. This is constructor. This is whole constructor. The name of the constructor is same as the name of the class. So yeah. Instance variable of class is passed to constructor as an argument. The variable of a class like name, string name and int roll number are passed as an argument inside constructor. This is our constructor with the name of same as the class name student, and here we are passing like string name and int roll number, which are basically the variable inside a class, but here in our constructor they are passing as an argument. So yeah, no return type of for constructor, but modifier like default, public, protected, private, etc. can be used. There will never be a return type for constructor like int, void, whatever. No return type. But we will learn in upcoming seconds or minutes about the modifier and how we use modifier with our constructor. So first line inside constructor must be this or superb. So you can see the first line inside this student name constructor is this dot name. So whether start with this or maybe a this method and super method, whatever, only the first line inside a constructor must be either this or super. Remember that. Can call constructor from another constructor using super. We can use our one constructor from another constructor using super keyword only, not from methods. Like we can only call our one constructor from another constructor but not from methods. So like this is a little things for someone who don't know what is declaration and declaration plus initialization. Int x is just an declaration of variable x, but int x equals to 10 is declaration plus initialization, and this is why I'm explaining the work of a constructor is not to create this x. Its work is to provide this value, the initialization to our variables. So what in simple, what is constructor? Constructor is used to initialize an object. We already had an object. We just need the help of constructor to initialize the values inside it. That's all. So this is the code. We got a class of a student with a variable like string name and int roll number, and here we need a student where we are passing those variable as an argument like string name and int roll number, like this dot name and this dot roll number equals to roll number. And inside our main method we are calling this constructor like student, like the class with variable of that class is s1, and this new okay, I will tell you next. First you can see just the line student s1 equals to new student Durga. We are passing argument Durga because here we got name and roll number and passing 1 and 1. So what happening here, this new keyword is used to create an object. First this new keyword create an object with name, and it will place a value like null and 0 inside it. But when a code goes, compiler read the next line like student Durga 101, this is our constructor. So this value will go to here and it will put the Durga in place of name and put 101 roll number in place of roll number. So when we got in, this dot row name equals to name and this dot roll number equals to roll number. So yeah, so this is our basic code, like the same code in our notepad, and when you gonna run it, it will print out the two different value, because we are providing two different arguments, like two different data inside our argument, like one Durga, second is Avi. So yeah, here it is our rule for constructor. Only these modifier allow with constructor, like public, default, protected and private. Singleton classes only allow to create only one object. Uses database connectivity. This thing is like little extra you will learn in upcoming future from me. So yeah, this is default constructor. Compiler responsible to generate default constructor. Like this is the constructor which is created by us. But what if someone forget to write this constructor? So in this case the compiler will generate an default and give a default constructor to our classes. So yeah, this is our class test simple class. So compiler will do, compiler will generate this. The name of the class and constructor will be same, and first line inside our constructor will be super in default case, which was generated by compiler. But if we are initializing it, we can use either super or either this, but not the both at same time in one code or one constructor. And by the way, you can have a multiple constructor for same class. Like I can write here two constructor, one with super, one with this. So yeah, case study, like this is our code and this is our programmer code, and this will what compiler will do to it and what will happen inside compiler. Like when we create a simple class with test name, the compiler will automatically generate a default constructor for us with first line containing super method inside it. And the one thing I forgot to mention, that if our compiler no if a class is public or either default, the modifier used for the action modifier for our constructor will also be same. Like in this case, programmer just created a public class test, that's all. And what will compiler do here? It will create the constructor for test class with first line super method inside it, but it also give the public access modifier to it, the same as the class got. So yeah, and in third line, class test void test, uh, the class got void, and we all know that constructor don't have a return type. So that's mean this thing will not be treated as an constructor, rather this is treated as an method. Yeah, a method can be with the same name as class. So what compiler will do, it will create a constructor with a test name and the super method inside it, and this will be treated as an this void test will be treated as an method. And here programmer created a test class, and inside it passes the test. So what the programmer didn't did here is he forgot to write the super, so compiler just put the super method inside it by default. Yeah, so in this, programmer write a test class, inside it passes the test and in argument int argument, and call this inside, and then again one another constructor with the test, just test. So what will you think our compiler will do? Compiler will just remain the first constructor will remain same, but in second there is a missing of super method. And I already told you, inside one class we can have multiple constructor with the same name as a class name. So yeah, and in sixth example, the programmer create a class test and passes the entire argument inside our test with super. I think this is perfectly fine, so no change from the constructor side. So yeah, our sixth point is various case of this and super. So there are various case of this and super inside constructor, just learn about that. So we all know super is used to call superclass constructor, or you can say parent class constructor, and this is used to call current class constructor. And the case one is super, and this should be first line inside constructor. I already told you the first line inside constructor will always be the super or either this, but you can see in this code the first line is print command, so this will throw an error from compiler side that call to super must be the first statement inside your constructor. So in second case, can't use this or super simultaneously. You can't use both super and this simultaneously. And again our compiler will throw the same error that call to this, which here in second line it must be the first line in constructor, because you can't use this and super together. So case 3, only use this method and super method inside constructor only. Yeah, you can't use super method and this method inside your basic code. You just had to write it inside the constructor, but you can write super keyword and this keyword inside your basic code. Like they both are different. This method, super method, is different from this keyword and super keyword. We will know it further. So This is our example, like super method. This method differentiation between super keyword and this keyword. These super method and this method are constructor calls to super to call superclass or current class constructor. These are call for the constructor. Super for parent and this for current. And super and these are keywords to refer superclass or current class instant members. Like these are used to refer parent class or current class variables like instant members. And super method and this method can write only in constructor as first statement only, while super and this anywhere except static area. We can write only one but not both simultaneously any number of time. So here is the example. Okay, let me write here. This is the example. Let's make it little bold. So here we got like a parent class with P and child class of that parent P with C, and we used extend keyword to make C the child of parent P. So inside both child C and parent P we got the same variable but with different parameters like parent and child inside it. Different initialization of s. So when we call a print simple as, what will we get? And this is inside our child. So I don't know what the shit I am. So if we just print out as, the compiler will show child variable like child. It will just print out child, and when we use this dot s, it will print again the child, cause this indicate the current territory or current class. But if we use super dot s, then super mean the parent. It will go into the parent and print the value of s, and what the value of s in parent is parent. So here it will print parent. So yeah, this is the difference between this method, super method, and this keyword and super keyword. Yeah, like overloaded concept in constructor. Like you can use, as I already told you, you can use any number of constructor with the same name of class. So in first constructor we are using double as an argument, and in second constructor of the same class we using int as an argument, and third one it is just a blank one, no argument. So when we go inside our code and see inside main method, we are calling the t1, t2 and t3 and just writing the keyword and just running the method. So what will we get? This 10.5, it's mean it is calling to the double constructor, double argument once constructor. So the this will take us to the first constructor, and when it is go down here, you can see inside this we have written this, but inside it we had written 10, which is not a double but int. So this will take us to the next constructor, which is int. inside int constructor. This will take us to the int constructor if that is present in, and yes, it is present here. So then again it will go inside it, and then again he will say there is no int, and in fact there is a no arg constructor call of this. So this will again take us to the test one, the third constructor with no arg, and it will go inside, and now it will print no arg constructor as a first line. Then once it got finished, it will go to the upper one where it is came from. Then it will print out this line is completed now, so it will go to the next line and print out entire constructor. Then this whole constructor is done, then again it will go to the upper one. Now this line is done here, so it will go to the next line and print out double arg constructor. So yeah, this is how overloaded is working inside constructor. What about the inheritance and overriding constructor? No, not applicable in constructor. So like every class in Java contain constructor abstract also, but not inside interface. Keep that in mind. So yeah, recursive method and constructor calls. So how recursive work inside constructor? So yeah, this is our code. This is m1 method inside which we are calling m2 method, and inside m2 method we are calling m1 method. So this is the case of recursion. But when we gonna print or call m1 inside a main method, it will just keep going in one another like a loop, and it will full out a stack, and runtime exception came out with stack overflow. So yeah, recursion is also not work inside our constructor, not applicable. So yeah, parent and child class constructor call by super. So inside P we got P class, we got P constructor inside which we are calling super, and there is a child class of parent P which is also calling to the P cause super. Always go to the parent, but parent doesn't have any super, so it will remain here only. So yeah, this is right code. Come to this one, this is also right code, this one is wrong. Now tell me why. Yes, you can see here this is P parent class. Oh yeah, parent class, and inside it we are passing int argument and calling super. Here it is good, but when we go to the child one, and what child is doing is child is calling super with no arg inside it. So you know what super gonna do? Super gonna go into the parent constructor and gonna check for parent class and gonna check for the super a constructor with no args. But here we got int arg constructor, and when it doesn't get the no arg constructor in parent class, it will throw compile error. So how to fix it? There are two ways to fix it. First, we can first ways we can put int inside a child class constructor. Like here we are placing 10, which mean it is int. So when the super is called, it will go to the parent class P and check for the constructor with int arg, and when it got this one, it will just run finely. Or other thing you can do is you can create another one constructor, cause a class can contain any number of constructor with the same name of parent. So you can again just call a simple or create another constructor with simple p, which mean inside it compiler will automatically gonna put super. And here when no constructor, it mean compiler will create a constructor with the name C, default constructor with the name C, and super inside it. And super gonna, what super gonna do, it gonna come into the parent class and gonna check for the no arg constructor which we just declared here, and when it find it, the code gonna work smoothly. And here the 12th point is throw clause with constructor, like the exception inside our constructor, how exception work. So this is our class P, and this is a parent constructor, like, yeah, parent constructor with the name P, and this is our class C with this child constructor, and inside which there is super. So when super gonna, what super gonna do, super will always go to the parent class and check for the no arg constructor. So when it go to the parent, and it will find the no arg constructor, but just after that constructor, it will what it will gonna see, that this default constructor is, or this noah constructor is throwing IO input output exception, which the child doesn't throwing. So there is always a disputes and differences. So yeah, this code doesn't gonna work. So what we gonna do, we just gonna do the same thing in our child with throwing the same exception, or either the parent exception. Yes. So what, how we fix that, we just throw the same input output exception in our child, or either we throw the simple exception which is the parent of all the exceptions. So yeah, that's all. Thank you.